Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 4,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 110 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
What's up, y'all? It's Jeff Cobb, and you're listening to Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show on Social Suplex Podcast Network.
You're listening to the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show. Listener discretion is advised at all times.
Hello and thank you once again for downloading and listening to another episode of the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show, part of the Social Suplex Podcast Network. My name is Clive and I'm joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Ricky. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm alright, I'm doing well. Another Tuesday night recording. A belated happy birthday to you from yesterday, Ricky. Since you made sure that everyone knew that it was mine, it was yours on Monday night.
I mean, the people deserve to know.
We are the people, so we have to know.
That is. No, we're not. No, we are not.
What was I going to say? And we're also welcoming to the show Mr. Moneybone. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me on. I guess we also mentioned it was my birthday 2 days ago, so it's been busy weekend. Basically,
there are so many birthdays in January that basically there is a lot of Easter shagging going on back in the day.
Fucking ridiculous. And clearly, I carried on the tradition of our parents because my two sons' birthdays are in January.
There must be an aphrodisiac in Easter egg chocolate.
There must be.
So, we have Murray Bone on tonight for a specific reason. Some of you will know that he is from the Scotland area, and he's specifically from the Ayrshire area. So, in case you haven't heard by now, a certain Drew McIntyre, aka Drew Galloway, is the 2020 Royal Rumble winner, and wanted to get Murray on tonight because Murray grew up in the same area as Drew. He's followed him since all his indie dates back a few years ago. So this is a personal journey for Drew as well as Murray. So Murray, the floor is yours. I'm sure you've got a lot to say.
Wait, sorry. Are we going in reverse order here?
Aye, why not?
What the fuck? Why wouldn't you just build up to this moment?
Well, what do you want me to do? You can hear Murray's like champing at the bit here.
Go ahead, Murray.
Right, so the Rumble, of course, it happened on my birthday, and the fact I was I'm sure you guys both know the Walkabout in Glasgow.
Yes.
Yep. So I was there live watching it till fucking 4:00 in the morning. And then
have you had? Is it confirmed? That clip that BT Sports showed on our Twitter, was that from Walkabout? It must have been, surely.
I'm assuming this is the one with the giant, that had the giant screen on. If so, yes, that was the Walkabout. Which is funny because if you see the guy in like the cut off white tee, I was actually talking to him for a lot of the event. Right,
because after you see him, you see a guy running about butt naked. So I assume that was you.
I don't remember that, but to be fair, there was a lot of drinks in me, so honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I probably would have kept keeping a strong style t-shirt on for, show purposes.
Shout out to keeping it strong style.
But yeah, the fact, seeing Drew McIntyre win the Rumble, it's a moment I'm probably never going to forget, and it's like, I was always a bit of a part-time WWE fan recently, but this quite possibly has turned me into a full-on WWE fan again. It's that, like, a big moment for me. And there's other things that happened in this Rumble that also was emotional, but we'll get onto that. But yeah, as they've said, lived in the same area as Drew. Don't know him, of course, in person, but, you know, it's exactly like how Ricky and Clive are with Joe Coffey. That's how my feelings are for Drew McIntyre. You know, seeing him being the chosen one that
officially.
Right,
back in the day, right? Okay.
Yeah, back in the day, being the chosen one, his IC title run, then his decline basically in that, ending up being part of three-man band. Oh, God. And then, you know, go and then managed to come back and, you know, was great on NXT. And while he hasn't done much apart from his feud with, like, Roman in 2019, he hasn't really done much, but just the way they booked him in this, like, I'm sure we'll get on to how the Rumble was booked, but the way they booked him, they've made a star, in my view, like a proper main event star out of him with that Rumble performance.
Was there at any point during the Rumble where you were not happy with what was going on? Or did it just not matter because from Drew onwards you were happy?
I won't. No, okay, so basically when we're at the walkabout, basically when Drew eliminated Lesnar, everyone went mental, like as expected, because
right.
You know.
Sorry, go from the start, like, because having spoken to Clive, like privately texting, I know how he feels about the Rumble. So, what were your thoughts from the very start of the Rumble up until when Brock was eliminated?
To be fair, it was. I've felt like it went on way too long. Like, in my view, because by the time Drew eliminated him, we were halfway through the Rumble in terms of entrance. Like,
just about. McIntyre was he 13?
He was 16.
16, right? Yeah. So yeah,
16. I feel that was a bit far too long. Like, I would have been fine if it was like the first third, so from like entries 1 to 10. But after that, it just went on, and it seems to be when any baby faces around Drew, they lose about half their fucking IQ points. Because like, so we had Lesnar was first, Elias was second, and I did actually enjoy Elias, you know, like Lesnar basically chasing Elias.
That was hilarious.
It was hilarious, though, to be fair, Lesnar hitting Elias with the guitar, not only with the string side, that must be painful. Yeah, must have been.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, then you had, like, you know, Rowan chucked out, Robert Roode chucked out, then you had John Morrison, who lasted 9 seconds, which I feel that was one of the big fuck-ups, in my opinion. I think you should have switched Miz and Morrison's spots around.
Right.
Because who really cares about the Miz at this point? But, like, Morrison lasting 9 seconds, not. The Kofi spot, what could be said about that? The man got screwed out of his title, and he's back in the tag scene. What much else? I did actually enjoy the Shelton Benjamin part with, you know, the history him and Brock have. Because that was a.
I thought that was great.
It was great. It was very much enjoyable. I enjoyed MVP coming out because because he was. I remember watching him when I was like 8, 9. He was another one I sort of enjoyed, and I loved the Black Panther outfit he had. I did enjoy how when Keith Lee came out, he sort of like Lesnar did sort of like put him like kind of put him over in a way, like by
Lesnar's behaviour when Keith Lee was walking down the ring, when he was imitating like that's a big boy, and he had these sort of facial expressions. That alone showed Lesnar there was a bit of vulnerability there, and he was like, right, okay, this isn't some quote unquote vanilla midget I can start tossing about. This is a legit guy that's coming down here. And Lesnar, like I said, Lesnar selling. Like, I think he's the best seller in the company. So yeah, on you go, continue.
Yeah, and I also remember him dancing to MVP's theme. That did get a good laugh out of me. Yep. Then Strowman and Lee. I know they had prior history with what happened in Survivor Series. I'm not fully sure. I didn't. So then they got eliminated, and then of course McIntyre comes out as well as Ricochet. Ricochet low blows him, and then Drew claymores him out, and the pub just went fucking mental.
The stadium went mental. The stadium fucking erupted.
As soon as that happened, I was happy, but then I thought, he's done that. I just thought that was his spot.
Sorry, I had some Skype issues there. I didn't really catch that.
I was just saying, sorry, that I thought once Drew eliminated Brock, Brock was going to come back into the ring and toss Drew out. That was what I was thinking at that point.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I thought that as well. Like, it was either going to do that straight away or coming out later during the match, but that thankfully never came to be. So then you had, AJ came out, Dolph Ziggler came out, Kyle Anderson out. And then at number 21, Edge came back from retirement. And again, like I said, pub exploded at that. And I'm pretty sure when you guys, I hope you guys didn't get spoiled by it, but I'm assuming you might have.
No, I didn't actually, but we'll keep the Edge talk for a wee bit later, if that's all right with you both.
Yeah. Then after that, we had, I guess the other spot I was not happy with was Riddle's entry, like lasting 41 seconds, I think he lasted, and then getting chucked up by Corbin.
I have to admit, that did amuse me.
Like, in my view, it would have been much more better if he had been one of the guys to come out when Brock was in the ring, because though I would be worried, would Riddle actually have done a shit on Lesnar? I feel like he would have. That's
the thing. He probably would have misbehaved, and Riddle would have just been destroyed in that run as well. So either way, Riddle coming in wouldn't have worked.
I guess. Yeah, and then trying to think anything else I can think. The Seth Rollins bit, but where he brought out basically everyone. Akam was Buddy Murphy. That was a nice bit of heel spot, and then him trying to, once Dale left, and he tried to convince Roman, and then Roman just says basically fuck you, and Superman punches him. Yeah, but
I had a thought when I saw that Roman and Seth thing, but I'll let Clive give his thoughts about the Rumble, and then I'll break down what I liked and didn't like about it.
Just now?
I mean, when Murray's finished, I suppose. If Murray's got anything else to add on, then
right,
by all means.
You finish what you're going to say, Murray, and then I'll come in with my stuff.
Right, so finish off. I enjoyed the idea of the last four being, McIntyre, Edge, Orton, and Roman, Edge, Orton, Drew. Yeah,
Drew. I
I just said Drew twice, but that's all that matters. But yeah, that was a nice, good spot. Like the idea of Orton teasing Edge with the RKO, and then Edge is like, "No, screw you," throws him over, which probably comes into effect with what happened on Raw, but get on to that. And then, when it came down to Roman and Drew, I honestly thought I was going to end the night fuming that Roman eliminates Drew.
The big dog.
What was that?
The big dog.
The big dog.
The big dog must reign.
And then Drew claymores him. I get excited. He throws him over the top rope, and for a split second I thought Roman was going to hold on. He hits the floor, and everyone's probably seen from the clip, the whole place just went mental. Which was just a brilliant moment. And I don't know if the video those videos got it, but there were chants of ICW.
Nice.
ICW, and like there was just, even after the show ended, it was just outside the walkabouts, just demo chanting basically Drew the entire, basically for another like 20 minutes, pretty much.
See, Drew had put up a video of one of these pub celebrations, and he said it's like you only see those things when it's a World Cup final, and he's right. And you're saying that people are dancing about the streets afterwards. It is kind of like a win for a nation there.
It is a win. It's a great moment, and like it's getting to hear, like, even my dad, who is not even he's not as big as a wrestling fan as he used to be. Like, he used to watch, like, the old British wrestling. Even he, like, brought up Drew winning. He said he was surprised to see it, though he did bring up that Drew's a bit of a blue nose. And before we say anything, my dad's not a Celtic fan. He's an Air United fan. He's just saying, shame. He thinks Drew should be an Air fan, but instead.
That's Drew McIntyre's only fault is that he's a blue nose.
Yeah.
So in WrestleMania 40, it's going to be Joe Coffey versus Drew McIntyre in an Old Firm main event.
Fuck yeah.
And it'll be 6-2.
Yeah, the Tim versus the Hun.
Aye. See,
it's going to split Glasgow in half.
There was a video that went out of Drew Galloway's last appearance for What Culture Pro Wrestling, and he said, "I want to thank you all, and I'm doing this all for you, and I guarantee that one day I will be world heavyweight champion." And it was quite prophetic, not yet, so to speak, but it's looking good so far. And I'm well aware that Drew, like decapitating Brock out of the Rumble, all that stuff did wonders for him. I think even if Drew hadn't won the Rumble overall, it might have probably set up a match with Lesnar anyway. But I think I'm in the minority, like big time minority with this one, because I just was not a fan of the match, and it took away from Drew's win for me, the enjoyment of that. You need to remember, we've had like over 5 years now of Brock laying waste to who we were led to believe in lead up to their matches, credible, viable opponents to beat Brock, and the majority of them ended up looking stupid in defeat rather than like strong in defeat. Ricky, we talk about people looking strong in defeat. Well, a lot of these people who've had the big build never did look that afterwards. And time and again, I've been left over the last few years disappointed because it seemed to have no end. When it did end with Seth at SummerSlam, he just moved brands to make Kofi look stupid and start it up all over again. I think that act, we've said it before on this show many times. Well, I've said it. I know Ricky's coming round to it a wee bit, but for me, it's boring, played out, and stale. And that that whole character arc, that model that Lesnar has had for the last 5 years, it was condensed and retold for a huge portion of that Rumble, and it just brought back all those bad memories, all that sour taste in the mouth for normally like competent, level-headed wrestlers to look like dumb fucks. It's like, I thought it was such a waste, complete overkill. And yeah, Drew looked great, but Josh from Kiss was saying in the group chat, there's every chance Drew's just the latest in a long line of people to be fed to the wolf, because Lesnar's lost a couple recently. I can't see him losing any more soon. Seth is literally, as far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong, but Seth is literally the only full-timer who's beat Brock clean over the last 5 years. Can you really see Drew being number 2? No disrespect to him at all. It's fantastic. We've got another Scot getting the limelight in WWE. And we also talked last week, Ricky, about Rumble winners winning at Mania and not actually having that much of a good ratio. I'll hold my hands up if it does end up being the case. I'll wear my kilt and I'll fling bags of haggis all over the place in celebration. But until then, I'm very sceptical, very sceptical of all this having a happy ending when all is said and done. And because of all that overkill and the bad memories, I did not enjoy that Rumble at all. Ricky? Are you still with us, Ricky?
So there was nothing else that you enjoyed about the Rumble, or any other positive?
A couple of things. One or two of them being, as Murray had said there, when Brock destroyed Elias.
Mm-hmm. I know you want me to talk about the Brock thing, but I'll let you give all your points about the Rumble, and then I'll run through all my stuff as well. Because I'm sure some other things are going to kind of be the same, but there's definitely one thing we're going to disagree on. I know that anyway.
Well, when I was talking then about people looking like idiots, you've got Keith Lee and Braun Strowman out there. And Keith Lee did get some punches in, and so did Braun Strowman, and you think, right, good stuff. These two idiots decided to go against each other instead of towards a common enemy, who's ran roughshod over the rest of the card so far, all the other entrants. Put two brain cells together and think, right, let's work together and get rid of them, then we'll fight. But no, they ended up having a skirmish and then just get flapped over the top rope with these. Like, they looked fucking ridiculous, and I thought, what? It's just a complete waste of all these people. The Edge thing, I think it's better if we talk about that separately as well. But no, not really. I can't really think of anything apart from Drew winning and Drew taking Brock out that I enjoyed. Just another Royal Rumble match for the half of it, and the other half was just Brock Lesnar's career rolled into half an hour. What fun was that for me? Give me what I want. That's it. I've not got much else to say about the Rumble.
I think I think there was like 4 like major things in my opinion that took place in the Rumble. It was first and foremost Brock's dominance, Drew eliminating Brock. I'd say 5. Obviously Edge, we're going to touch about, and Murray touched on Seth Rollins coming down, his entrance and that little interaction he had with Roman. I thought when Seth came down and the camera panned to him, you just saw him spraying the water out his mouth. I was like, this guy, why the fuck was he wasted as a babyface for these last few years? Because he is everything I think we want, and like just a chicken shit bastard of a heel. Mm-hmm. Cocky and arrogant. I think just that visual image of him spraying the water, looking, smiling, being cocky, and the guy stood behind him, and everything he'd done, I thought it was great. The interaction he had with Roman, well, it was like reminiscent of the old Shield, except now he's the one being hunted. He was surrounded, and I liked how he turned to Roman. I wanted to do the fist bump. Do you know what I really wanted for Roman to say? And I don't think it was ever going to happen, but it was just like, when I was watching it, I was like, oh, please say it, please say it. I just wanted him to say something like, you're the reason he's not here, and then attack him. Obviously referring to Ambrose. I don't know why I wanted that to happen. I just felt I would have loved to have some sort of reference there, and like as Ambrose kind of alluded to, like, I was out for so long and now I need to come back. The first thing I do is and help you out, and then I lose my work wife, as he would say, and I'm involved in something that doesn't really involve. I shouldn't have been involved in. I would have loved to see Roman say something along those lines. And finally, obviously, Drew winning. I think you just need to go through and look at all the Scottish wrestlers from over here, like Sir Nikki Cross and Jester as well, Grado, every single person involved in Scottish wrestling, whether it be for ICW or anywhere else, how happy everyone was for Drew, and how happy and how much it meant to them just for Scottish wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about it, I can't remember if it was last week, the week before, we said people can say what they want about British wrestling, but Scottish wrestling as a whole is absolutely at its absolute peak at this moment in time, I think. Mm-hmm. So you can just see how much it meant to everyone. And like as Murray says, it's kind of like a 10-year journey, like he says, from the chosen one to returning to the Indies, to going to NXT, to now this. And I remember watching a video of him returning to ICW when he first got released. Like, place fucking erupted. Like, people couldn't believe what the hell was going on. So he's absolutely loved over here. It was great to see, because you guys will know, and we don't exactly excel at sports over here. I don't mean like, just as like our national football team is shit. We don't cricket, nope. The only thing I could say about rugby was shit. Cycling, because you got Chris Hoy.
I thought we were quite good at the rugby, no?
Not in comparison to some of the other sort of pebbles.
Well, fair enough.
So it was good to see. But Edge, we'll touch on.
Right, okay.
We'll touch on once we get done with Royal Rumble, because this is the part we're really going to disagree on. I know where Murray's coming from when he says it should have happened in the first 1 to 10 picks. I can get on board with that, but only if it was maybe 2 or 3 eliminations less. I think everything that Brock was doing, every single person wasn't a sacrificial lamb for Brock. They were a sacrificial lamb for Drew. Because that moment of Drew hitting the Claymore and eliminating Brock, the fucking place erupted. Because I think slowly but surely people have gotten behind Drew as a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping they don't turn on him. But slowly but surely they're getting behind him. And I think that moment, people were like, this isn't your bog standard babyface. This is a guy who's a fucking monster, is a machine, and will literally rip your head apart and then cut a babyface type promo.
I still think one of the best.
Every single person, like I say, was fed for Drew, because that moment of Drew eliminating Brock, it wouldn't have felt the same if it took place 5, 6, 7 eliminations before. Like I say, it borderline, it could have gone on slightly too long for some people's taste, but for me, I thought that was booked up to that point to absolute perfection. Drew gets in the ring, and even when Brock was selling, when Keith Lee especially was coming down, but when Drew came down, it was serious, and Brock walked up towards the ropes, and Drew goes, I'm ready for you, you son of a bitch. Bring whatever you've got, Brock, I'm ready for it. Brock takes the gloves off. And that's when you kind of mean business, because now he's exploded, it's bare fist. So, for me, I thought it was booked to perfection. And I think if you break down, other than maybe a couple of people who did Brock really eliminate that you can say, oh, man, fuck, they could have won it, or they're a bona fide threat? Like really, who? Other than Kofi, and I agree with the John Morrison thing because he's just come back and you kind of want to protect him a little bit. You don't want him to look that weak. But other than Kofi, who was there that you can say, oh, they were kind of not so much hard done by, but they were like, oh man, they could have won. Oh no, that's their career derailed or their momentum.
I mean, I guess this is probably just because of a New Japan but I think Shinsuke in a way, because he's the, if anyone even remembers, he's the IC champion. He's like, he has.
But I also think his booking's been so up and down over the years that if you still think he's a credible threat, then I think you're thinking too much from your NXT New Japan days. I understand what you're saying with Nakamura, but I mean, see, at the end of the day, people had to be sacrificed for Drew in that moment, and that moment was fucking huge.
It was.
This isn't a story of what Brock was doing. This isn't a story of you, as Clive, as you say, is that we basically witnessed Brock's last 10 years or whatever it is in this 20-minute match. It wasn't that. That's not what we witnessed. What we witnessed was it's like a crescendo, the building up of a track before the beat finally drops. As soon as the beat drops, that was Drew eliminating Brock. It was building up for that moment, and that moment was all about Drew and nobody else.
There is a lot of truth in what you're saying, but it doesn't, from the quality of the Rumble match in itself, it doesn't take away from the fact, for me, that half of it was a shit show, to the point where I started pressing the skip button, thinking, right, okay, let's just keep going until later on, because I just skipped it and thought, what's the fucking point?
I'm one of the, show me where a Battle Royal is, and I'm going and I'm watching. Can't wait for Sunday's Battle Royal at ICW. Show me a Battle Royal and I'm going to sit and watch it. But that, as you know, Royal Rumble's my favourite show of the year. It's not even close. But I also know, 3/4 of a Royal Rumble is basically guys pretending they're throwing each other over the ring or standing in corners. I get it. A Royal Rumble is built up throughout it. In my mind, it's made up of moments. And this Rumble for me had I think it had a dozen moments you were like, wow.
I think we'll just need to agree to disagree in this one, because I was bored stiff very quickly. And once Drew had done the elimination, it was just back to the usual hugging each other in the corners.
But that's where you can't get rid of your not so much disdain, but certainly your displeasure or not liking Royal Rumbles comes into it, though.
It's just so many people are made to look like donkeys.
I mean, see, 99% of the time of the wrestling that fucking happens.
Not as much as in a Rumble, though. I mean, Big E was fucking standing there waiting for Brock to clothesline him over.
Right, again, but that ties in with people diving through the ropes and they look like idiots. That's people diving from the top or a fucking 2-minute choreographed opening to a match. Half the shit that takes place in a wrestling ring is fucking stupid. For fuck's sake, you get whipped into the ropes and then you somehow keep running over. It's mate, just stop running. So a lot of the things that happen in a wrestling match,
that's fair,
it is bullshit. It's just the bullshit is more noticeable because nothing's really happening at times.
I just wasn't a fan of it, and I feel bad because I can't enjoy Drew's moment as much. But that's how it is. And the other thing that I didn't like, since we're talking about it or skirting the issue, is a certain return of Mr. Edge, Adam Copeland. Are you alright if I take the lead with this one?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was all over the place with this one, to be honest with you. And I maintain, and I've still maintained since that SummerSlam stuff with Elias, that his well-being concerns me. Edge is one of my very tippy-toppy favourites, and I've got a lot of love and respect for the man. I've got his book, loved his podcast, loved his network show, love his career. I'm an Adam Copeland fan as much as an Edge fan, if that makes any sense. So I want him to be happy in his life. So who am I to begrudge that happiness? When he was close to tears on the ramp, I was close to tears as well. But because of the reasons I've just said, I can't sit back and watch him wrestle today and be comfortable with it. The first time I was able to bring myself to watch that retirement promo was just literally a few months ago, and it was hard viewing then. I just think Edge is too close to home, and I care for him too much as a person to see him potentially risk his health like that again. Okay, he says he's fit again, he defied the odds, defied the doctors, but I think what people seem to be forgetting or taking into account is that wrestling is a lot faster than it was 9-10 years ago. Head and neck bumps are like every other move now, and the move of the moment is Canadian Destroyers. There's only a select few who I would say, who I would, and maybe even Edge himself would trust to be in the ring with. Orton is the first one, and that seems to be a programme running forward now. Orton's known for being very safe and very careful. John Cena's another one who I would imagine Edge would be trusting of. But then you're going down that road of just relying on old-timers to fill out the product, and I've said that, I'm like with this. It's one of the biggest things that disappoints me about WWE, just that stubbornness about reverting back to the past time and time again. So, twofold, seeing someone who I care about risk his body again, and just to use the part-timers, and I know it's Edge, but he's facing Orton, and I can watch that in the Rumble just now if I wanted to. I could watch that in the network already if I wanted to. It's just... So, that of it, you had it sort of split up into segments, the whole Brock Squash run, then the rest, a majority of it was taken up with Edge stuff. So there wasn't really a lot of stuff for me to enjoy throughout that Rumble. Your thoughts, Ricky?
So, as I said at the start of the show, with the Kobe Bryant news, I was really, really subdued. So I had to re-watch it, and I said to him, I did pop, but nowhere near as much I thought I normally would. It was great to see him back. He legit, as you saw him walking down the ramp, and he kept looking around. It was you can tell the occasion was getting to him. He was like, "Oh, I can't believe this is happening again."
The entrance was brilliant because the camera kept panning to the dugout, and you couldn't see him because he was sprinting about the place, and it was just covered in smoke.
Two things that I'll say to you, Clive, is just don't watch him then.
Right, well, that's fine.
Easier said than done. But for me, look, I think to put your mind at ease, he would have been he's not going to get just a basic test done and be like, oh, okay, right, that's fine. You can take a single wee bump. You're good to go. They would have put him through the mill, and so in that sense, you'd imagine he would have been tested non-stop to see how it is. Again, anything can happen. You know what? If you want to go out there and risk your life, despite having a wife and a young kid, etc., and you still want to go do that, I feel I know we always talk about guys knowing when to let it go, etc., and we always assume Taker would be the first one, but no, I'm done here, I need to go. When you watched Edge do some of the stuff away from wrestling, you always felt well, this guy looks quite content in retirement now.
Yes.
But he's come back. I always still felt Edge spoke in a sensible way, so I feel it's not a rushed decision. So in that sense, it brings you a little bit more comfort. But see, at the end of the day, if you want to do that, if you want to risk your life, okie doke, I'll sit and watch. It sounds cold, but I suppose he would have been tested, and I know they're going to use him. It says they're going to use him sparingly in special events and special now and then. I get it, and like I said, I'd imagine he has been tested up like non-stop, but I was happy to see him.
I'm happy that he's happy.
And I think his "You Think You Know Me," like as soon as it hits, like everybody loves it. I think it was one of the best entrance songs there is. Is it Alter Bridge? I think is it Alter Bridge?
Aye.
Yeah.
Like, I was happy to see him back. I thought he looked good. I thought he looked really good, if I'm honest. Looked in real good shape as well. Some nice little moments for him as well, with the rated RKO and stuff like that. And then him eliminating Orton, and like he says, we're now going to get Orton. And I think, is it Caleb? I think I was talking. It was Caleb this morning, and Caleb was like, if Orton's motivated, this match is going to be great. And I think Orton would be motivated because it's Edge and the history they've got and all that. I think it's going to be a really good match. So yeah, I'm happy for him to come back, but I understand the risk. The same risk it was when it was with Daniel Bryan. You can just never ever be sure. And if something does go wrong, it's going to look so bad for them.
Yep. See, Edge is just the one for me. You saw Kurt Angle destroy his neck year over year, so you got used to it by the time he came to WWE. But Edge is just like too special a case for me. Daniel Bryan can smash his head off a wall for all I care.
It would be the same if Bret Hart ever came back.
Aye, he was a mess when he came back.
Like, if he takes like a full-on bump and stuff like that, I would, I'd break down. That's the GOAT right there.
Mags and Bags doesn't think so.
No, he fucking certainly doesn't. Fucking damn.
Mags and Bags, I've got more bones to pick with you than a cannibal at a carcass party.
That's fine. I'll block Paul again. In fact, this time I'll block Mag. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to do it right now.
You're going to block Paul Tolley?
No, Dan.
That's horrendous. Why?
He hates Bret Hart.
I know, but he likes you more than me.
No, I don't think he does. Let's ask him.
Is he going to do a run-in?
No.
Murray, what are your thoughts on the return of the Rated R superstar?
Edge, Edge was never really one of my favourites, but I always enjoyed them. Like, again, he was...
When did you start watching WWE?
I started watching in early 07, so
Right.
So at that time, he was tag champ of Orton. So seeing him and Orton come back as Rated RKO, that was nostalgia for me. Mm-hmm. And, I always did enjoy Edge as a heel. He was part of another big moment for me, seeing Jeff Hardy win his first world title. Like, Edge he's always been someone that I've always had respect for. Mm-hmm. And his retirement, unfortunately, came about during a time I was no longer into wrestling. I heard about the retirement, and, I was, of course, disappointed to hear that, but it was like the thought of him coming back to me, I just never thought I'd see it. Like, I did not think he would come back, and even with the Elias spear at SummerSlam, I thought that was a cool spot, but I feel like it was going to be similar to what's happening in New Japan with Shibata, where, he's taking a bump, but he isn't getting cleared. But, and even when it was coming up to Rumble and people were rumoring, I still didn't think he wasn't coming back. I just thought it would be almost too good to be real. Too good to be real. And then it fucking happens. And I'm like, I nearly actually did kind of get emotional seeing Edge come out, and he's getting emotional. It's just brilliant. Watching the YouTube replays, I got a bit annoyed with the insane amount of camera cuts in that. I think there was like 13 camera cuts, about 20 seconds it felt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they missed the fucking first spear.
That as well. I saw it on YouTube and I was like, how the fuck do you miss that? Like, fuck's sake, Kevin Dunn. Anyhow.
Apparently he wasn't there. I heard a rumour that he wasn't even there that night.
Still, fuck him. Fuck him.
Fuck Kevin Dunn.
I do actually love how it's Dolph he first speared, since Dolph was one of the last few people he feuded with.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they couldn't bring in Del Rio because he's fuck Del Rio.
He's a piece of shit, basically.
Yeah, Del Rio's a piece of shit.
Beating up women.
It's a shame he's in our favourite stable, League of Nations.
He was the bad apple in the League of Nations.
He just wasn't needed at all.
He nearly snapped AJ Styles' neck on a random episode of SmackDown one time. Do you remember when he came back, he did the reverse superplex off the top rope? Well, he did it to AJ Styles, and AJ Styles was not all the way over before his head smashed onto the canvas. It's
funny because a lot of wrestlers always spoke about Del Rio and how he was like one of the safest workers in the ring.
AJ Styles was inches away from death at that moment. I remember it vividly. It was horrific.
AJ Styles also got hurt on the spear.
Well, he did sell it like a monster. So,
and then I think that's what people were saying. Did like Carl Anderson legit look shocked? Like, why the fuck is he out of the ring? So there was like rumours going about saying that AJ told it was Edge, like, you need to get me out. Like, I'm legit hurt. So,
yeah. So I don't even remember this Del Rio Styles thing, but yeah, Edge coming back. I'm happy for them. I think it's the best decision to have him essentially on the Brock schedule. Because I do at 40. What is he? 45, 46.
Yeah.
I don't see him full time. No. That's not going to end well. So I think it's the right choice for him to be on the Brock schedule, and he'll probably do Mania, he'll probably do SummerSlam, he'll probably do Rumble again, he'll probably do the Saudi Blood Money, and at the end of the day, I'll pop for seeing him. I'll always enjoy him, and I think. I'm a bit conflicted on Orton Edge. It makes sense. Can you get anyone, in my view, safer than Orton? Like, I don't think there's anyone else on that roster. Like, apart from maybe, I don't know, Triple H, but I don't want to see Triple H. Like, was Orton my first choice? No, my first choice was actually Seth, because of the history they had with, Seth wanting to curb stomp Edge's neck and kill him.
But Seth it's been a while, but he's known for not being it's not exactly his fault, but he's had a few big injuries on his record with Finn Balor and Sting.
And it's just convenient, I suppose. Just don't hit that move and he's fine. Like, I guess the issue is that, I don't know how safe I would feel watching Edge take a curb stomp. I don't think I could enjoy seeing that, but the curb stomp's dead, pretty much. But, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world to go with Orton. I guess, I don't know if they... Do you think Orton was the plan all along, or do you think the plan was Edge Styles of how their interaction was?
It was probably going to be the OC versus Rated RKO.
Yeah, that looked to be the plan.
Because there was a magic killer given to Edge, a move with torque as well as a neck bump. Fuck's sake. It was just, I couldn't enjoy it, guys. I really didn't like that Rumble at all.
I think it's a Rumble of two halves. The first half is
shite.
It's shite, but in my view, basically, Drew needs to win that fucking title. Otherwise, that whole half of the Rumble was for fucking nothing.
That is my issue, because history tells us that Brock wins more often than not in these big moments. So, unless Drew walks away as the champ, then this was for nothing.
It was for nothing. The second half of the Rumble, I've heard a lot of people saying the second half of the Rumble is like probably one of the better help to make this Rumble, one of the better Rumbles. I don't think it was one of the best. No, definitely not. The second half was good, but I think overall it was just a decent Rumble. I don't think decent Rumble. I don't even remember when the last good Rumble was. I think was it not the one Shinsuke won, or
I liked 2016 with AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, Triple H, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens. I thought that was a sensational Rumble. Even with Triple H winning it, I enjoyed it.
I think at that moment in time it was just like who was the final to? Was it Ambrose and Triple H?
Yep. Yeah. And then we got that belter at Roadblock.
People were like, "Oh my fucking god, are they actually going to do it? Are they actually going to let Ambrose win it?" But nope.
Nobody. Right, guys, it's 50.
Let's move on, man.
I know, it's 50 minutes. 50 minutes talking about a shite Rumble match. So shall we move on?
Right.
I say we try and get through this card quicker. Lacey Bailey, fuck.
Dreadful. Really, I can't remember a single thing about that match. It was awful. It was...
Yeah, let's move on from it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was buying fucking rounds at that point, not watching it. I couldn't give two shites.
Yeah, I watched it and I texted Clive the next day saying I'm going to have to rewatch it because I was tired at this point. I rewatched it today and my first thought was, why the fuck did I rewatch this match?
Yeah, my reply to him saying I'll need to rewatch it is, you don't need to, it's shit.
It's apparent. I'm looking at Wikipedia. That was the shortest match in the card, and that's including both pre-show matches. But it fucking felt like it was double that time. It went 9 minutes 20. It felt like double.
I can't remember a thing about it.
Bailey won.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of out of nowhere, and I don't mind that so much. But for me, Lacey's going to be good, I think. But man, she's getting far too many title shots at this point in her career.
She's only had like 3 or something.
I mean, 3, but she's been on the main roster for like just over a year. But she's been she feuded heavily with Becky Lynch. Like when she came straight up.
Mm-hmm.
And now when she moved over to SmackDown, slowly she had stuff with Sasha and Bailey. Like she's been in several high-profile feuds at a very early stage in her career that I don't think she's ready for this moment in time.
I don't think she's not ready.
I think she can be a lot better, and I think she will get better. I just feel like, don't rush it.
In my view, Lacey should have stayed in NXT.
Yep.
Got called up way too soon.
She was doing well in NXT, actually. She had a good series with Kairi Sane. Actually decent back and forth matches on the pre-shows for the takeovers. So you're probably right there.
That and the SmackDown women's roster is dreadful.
Shocking.
Like, the only good thing about it... Look, I know Sasha, I think, was injured, and then you got Nikki Cross, and then Alexa Bliss, and then, like, you don't have a lot of good options to challenge Bayley. And I think Bayley's heel turn has been disappointing for me. Like, it's just...
I know you're supposed to not like heels, but there's something very vapid about all this Bayley stuff just now.
Yeah. So
it's just a bit. This is shite.
Yeah, let's move on.
Shall we move to the other women's title match?
Yes.
The
The Queen.
No, I thought we were talking. I was referring to Becky Asuka.
Yes, that's what I thought. I was Becky Asuka.
Sorry, on you go. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that match. This is like at the time of watching it live, I was like, in between the women's rumble and the men's rumble, I was pretty much half asleep. I won't lie. Like apart from Brian Wyatt, like I don't remember much about this match, so I'll take it to Ricky to say his thoughts.
I like the ending with the green mist going up in the air and stuff. There was like some. It was really hard hitting, I felt as well. I just thought it was a really, really good match. I probably preferred last year's.
Same here.
Yeah.
But it was still like, this was still a real good match. No complaints with Becky winning at all. Yeah, just a real enjoyable match. I would have liked it. Damn, I forgot my thought process. No, mine's gone blank.
Well, I've not got much to say about this match other than I thought last year's was better. I did enjoy the story about Becky trying to get this off her back once and for all, and her evolving as a smart wrestler. Seeing the green mist coming and sort of super kicking Asuka in the chest or the tummy or whatever it was. And it was a good visual seeing the green mist go up in the air. So Becky's got that win now. I did enjoy that storytelling aspect of it. A couple of spots in the match which were good. It was a hell of a lot better than the SmackDown match anyway.
Yeah, here's the thing then. This is where I was getting lost a little bit. Not so much that I didn't like it. What I didn't like though is the fact that we're acting like the Asuka loss was hanging over Becky this last year. It's like, no, she went on and fucking achieved something unbelievable. She went in and won the Women's Royal Rumble, and the Asuka loss was forgotten about like the next day. So that I never really understood where they keep saying, oh, she's about to get a payback or it's retribution or she's about to close a chapter on this book, and it's like, wait, like, are we acting like this affected her at all? Because for me, it never did. Because she came out even hotter than the Royal Rumble despite losing the title.
I think it was less, more like, a big deal, more just a burden.
Aye, that was her.
Yeah,
that was her problem.
I still never got that sense at all because of what she went on to achieve later on that night.
I think it was basically Becky's. Like, she'd beaten everyone else, as far as I'm aware, on the roster. All she had left was Asuka, who she wasn't able to beat yet. She's like, I want this notch on my belt. So it was Becky that was telling us, like, because they had the 2 TLC matches, the Rumble match, may have been a couple of Raw matches as well, I'm not too sure, but I think it was just as simple as Becky wanted to add Asuka to her bedpost, which sounds very kinky actually when you take that out of context, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then she's coming on with a jacket I saw on Twitter with a goat in the back, and I thought, oh fuck, here we go again. She's going to start doing her shite again, isn't she? Right. What about the Women's Rumble? Murray, what were your thoughts on this one?
I thought it was a decent Rumble overall. Like, there was nothing like, okay, there's probably two entrants that have definitely caused a bit of controversy about whether they should have been in it, and of course the winner, but like, I guess we're going to say to the point. I understand why people are sick and tired of Charlotte. I completely understand. She's been overused, but it was only a matter of time before she won a Rumble. Like it was gonna happen. I understand why everyone wanted Shayna to win. I was personally thinking Sasha, but she apparently was not cleared, so that never happened. But I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Charlotte, because I've heard the rumors I don't know if you guys have about being Charlotte Rhea, but I'm worried they're going to do Charlotte Becky 589 for like.
I don't know. I don't mind it as much. I'm happy that Charlotte won, although it was at the expense of Shayna. I was quite disappointed to see that she lost out. Shayna did look good in the Rumble. Bianca Belair looked fantastic in the Rumble. Naomi was good fun as well. But with Charlotte, it was just... I'm fine with Charlotte winning. As you said, she's not. I wouldn't say she's due a Rumble win, but it was going to happen sooner or later. What that means going forward is up for debate, and I'm not sure I'd be comfortable with it being against Rhea for the women's title just the NXT title now. I'm not sure I'm happy with that. I kind of equate that to when the part-timers come and challenge for big titles on the main roster, if that makes sense. Charlotte's very, very well established, and I personally don't think the NXT women's division needs any bolstering at all.
That women's roster is stacked.
It's the best roster. It's the best women's division in the whole company.
Honestly, I'd say it's overstacked in a way.
So why bring Charlotte into the equation?
Well, I mean,
because no one Yes, it's a rumor, but think about it. No one wants Charlotte Becky. I don't think, and no one wants Charlotte Bayley. So what other choice do you really have?
Charlotte versus Tessa Blanchard for the TNA Division Championship.
Oh, God damn it.
It's a weird one because I'm happy with the outcome. I thought it was a fine Rumble. Santino Marella's inclusion, the inclusion of people who've been in NXT for 5 minutes, their cups of coffee haven't even cooled down yet, and they're in the Rumble over and above others. I don't know look at the Iconics. Where have they been for such a long time? Are they injured? Sasha may be injured as well. So there's a few injuries that probably meant they had to rely on some NXT UK people. NXT, but no NXT UK people as far as I'm aware.
Well, Tony.
Tony Stark. Does she count? Does she not? Who knows?
Wikipedia has it down as NXT UK, so...
Tony Storms doesn't count anywhere in my books.
I was hoping for Kaylee Ray.
Yep.
I thought Viper would have been perfect in a Rumble.
Her as well. I felt that would have been a great moment. I've also seen some people, I don't know what your thoughts were on, the Kelly appearance. I didn't really care that much. It was there.
I know there's outrage about the Santino stuff, especially considering what he's said in the past. And
I kind of did pop when he came out, but as soon, and then I just be like, wait, oh, for fuck's sake.
Just bugger off, basically.
Yeah, and I'm going to give credit to another person who had a brilliant Rumble performance here, Beth Phoenix.
Yes.
Yep.
Especially with the blood in the back of the head.
God. I didn't even know what it came from. Originally, I thought I saw there was blood on Charlotte, and I thought it was like a busted nose. And then I saw the back of Beth's head, and I was like, "Oh wait!" I honestly, with every passing minute, I thought like eventually her whole hair was just to be covered in red.
Yeah, she'd bashed her head off at one of the corners. I think it was just one of those innocuous head knocks.
what is with blondes just seem to bleed well. That just seems to be.
Maybe there's some sort of haemophilia gene going on in there.
Yeah, and then I think the only other big, Bianca. She had a incredible performance. I know she has a shot against Rhea Ripley, but I'd say why not call her up and put her in the SmackDown roster? A roster that badly needs it.
I'm just trying to think who else is on the SmackDown women's roster.
Right, so...
Well, Naomi's back, so that's a good thing. She's a very,
Naomi,
very...
Lacey, Carmella, Sasha, Bayley.
I think it's a decent roster. It's just, again, the problem is how they present them. That's the problem a lot of the times.
I've just quickly counted this. There were more NXT female wrestlers than there were SmackDown.
Well,
that's a problem.
So apparently, all the SmackDown women that were in there, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Dana Brooke, Tamina apparently counts as SmackDown, and Carmella.
I like Sonya though.
I do like Sonya as
and
well.
I love the Otis Dozovic save for Mandy Rose. That was great. Did you see that bit, Ricky?
Mm-hmm. So for me, again, I think this Women's Rumble match gets broken down again into about four moments. Bianca Belair being utterly fucking dominant was surprising, but great to see.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Charlotte obviously winning. Shayna coming down and with the towel, and then takes out the fucking gum shield, puts it in. You're like, and then goes straight after Charlotte, and I was like,
that was fucking brilliant.
Such a fucking badass. I said last week Sasha to win, but obviously Sasha, we're led to believe, was hurt. But I also did say, Clive, remember, if Shayna's in the Rumble, Shayna must win. Shayna was in the Rumble. I'm one of Charlotte's biggest fans, but Shayna was in the Rumble. Shayna should have won the Rumble, in my opinion. And now, just because she was in the Rumble there doesn't necessarily mean she's coming up to the quote-unquote main roster. She could always just stay in NXT, who knows? But
I don't think there's anything.
I would assume there isn't, but I'm assuming she must be coming up now. And the other thing was, that Santina shit, that I was on the verge of just turning it off and going straight to bed. That I thought was fucking nonsense.
It was really, wasn't it?
Nonsense. Just a waste of a spot for this. Like, fine, I get, like, I'm all for comedy and shit like that, but fuck me, that was bad. And Clive, I know you tweeted out saying, if your fantasy booking doesn't come true, don't blame WWE for something that you've cooked up in your head, despite them not telling you this is going to happen or something along those lines. Yeah, in this moment, that's fine, but fuck, you could have put Kaylee Ray there, you could have put Piper Niven there, you could have brought up anyone else from NXT, but
I think it'd have been better off if it was just 29 women.
Yes, but you got fucking Santina. It's like, get to fuck.
Give me
fucking nonsense.
Anyone else.
And Charlotte winning, like you said, Murray, she was going to win one at some point. I don't think it was ever going to be received well, no matter when she wins it. It's the same with Roman. When Roman eventually wins it again, people are still going to be annoyed. It's just the way it is. But I don't know where you go with, because I don't want to see Charlotte and Becky again. Yeah, it'll be about a year gone, but it's still so fresh. I don't particularly want to see Charlotte and Bayley either. I mean, if Sasha wins the title in the meantime from Bayley, I'd sign up for Sasha and Charlotte again, maybe. But
we don't know how long Sasha's out for, though. If she's
exactly,
injured.
and I don't know. Like, if that card is true, Shayna versus Becky's going to be. Oh, if about 5 or 6 of those matches are true on that card, then WrestleMania is going to be fucking fire. But again, I don't really pay much attention to it.
And I know this was another person that everyone thought was going to be there, but did either of you think Ronda was going to actually appear?
No.
I didn't think she would, but I would not have been surprised.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Yeah.
And she tweeted out.
I know.
Tweeted out, like, you all thought I was going to make an appearance tonight or something like that, but
there's video of her watching Shayna being eliminated. She's in her home.
Yeah, I think I saw that recently. I don't know where, but yeah.
Shayna's fucking great.
She needs to be talked to main roster. I don't know what else
she's got nothing else you could possibly do with her in NXT.
Exactly.
I worry for her on the main roster.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you know that Sliced Wrestling, the parody rumours account? According to my source, WWE is still planning on having the much anticipated WWE Championship match between Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm told we could see Kane attack Drew McIntyre backstage the night of WrestleMania to replace him.
Man, just to circle back to Drew, how fucking good would it be if that match closes WrestleMania and Drew wins?
You think we fucking celebrated hard when he won the Rumble? If he does that,
yep. I can't wait to see all the saltires in the crowd.
Oh, it's going to... You may as well get that guy that does the national anthems for the rugby games or the football games.
I expect all the Tampa crew to go out and buy Scotland flags for WrestleMania.
I expect the Tampa crew, especially Jeremy Donovan, to change the colours of Social Suplex to a sort of dark blue and white, just for a week.
Yep.
And for them
make it happen, Jeremy.
Yeah. Jeremy McDonovan, make it happen.
Jeremy what?
Jeremy McDonovan, make it happen.
McDonovan. Such a Scottish name we just gave him.
Yeah. Right.
So,
final match.
Well, you've
Fiend versus Bryan.
Fiend versus Bryan and Roman versus Baron Corbin, which I quite enjoyed. It was alright. It was very good visuals as far as having the sort of bird's eye view of the running around the stadium. That was quite cool.
Fun opener.
It was. It was a fun opener.
Hopefully I felt like that's the definitive end to the feud now, hopefully. We're done with that now.
We'll have one more match. We'll have one more match and a couple of SmackDowns, and it'll be a cage match. I guarantee it.
And let me guess, will there be a title change?
Yes, it'll be the cage title that'll change.
But yeah, I thought it was decent. Roman came out to a big pop. Nice to hear. Decent enough match. Like I said, it kicked off the show. No real complaints with it. Glad Roman win. Yeah. But Fiend Daniel Bryan, I enjoyed that.
Finally.
I thought it was kind of... I felt it was well paced. I don't want to say it was slow or anything like that. I felt it was... Everything was done methodically and done with a purpose and a reason kind of behind it. That visual at the end where Bray kicks out and Bryan's like, oh, what the fuck else do I need to do? And kind of try to compose himself, regale himself, and then suddenly Bray stands up behind him, and Bryan, without even looking, senses it, and he's like, has a smirk because he knows he's going to start hitting him with the belt. I thought that visual of Bray standing up behind him was great. And then getting hit with that belt 2 or 3 times straight to the chest and not flinching, I'm like, oh, I said last week he's a killer, and they made him look like it in that moment. Happy they got rid of the fucking red lighting, because that was just god awful. I enjoyed the match. I think this also brings an end to this feud. It's 2-0 for Bray. I don't know why you would continue with it. And I think ultimately, a lot of people believe it. We're going to get Roman and Bray now at WrestleMania, which, you know, I'm happy with that.
No, I'm not annoyed with Roman being involved in a title picture. I'm done with the Bray stuff.
Okay, in my opinion, I did enjoy this Universal title match. I'm not that experienced in watching strap matches, so I don't know.
I think that helped the match, to be honest with you, and it did come to the point in the match where I thought Daniel Bryan was going to win.
I'm trying to seriously think, has there ever been something similar to a strap match that was recent that was good? Cause I'm blanking here. The only one I can think of was the Russian chain match between Cena and Rusev. That was the last one.
The last decent sort of tied together match I can remember is Jericho and JBL. And it was a build rope match, 2007, I think.
Cena and JBL had one as well, did they not?
Did they?
Because most of the time when it's been something like this, it's like with the fucking corner pad bollocks. And thank fuck they didn't do that.
And I think that was a Cena one where you had to go around and touch all 4 turnbuckles. Whatever the fuck that achieves, but you know.
Yeah, but even though the result was obvious, I felt like they did. It was a very good match, and I enjoyed it. And Roman Corbin, I don't have much to say about it. It was a good opener. It was a good opener, and I felt the finish was a bit of a weird way to finish it, from my opinion. But then again, it's not exactly something that as always happens. But you know, it was a solid opener.
So, from the three of us, mixed opinions. We've got a run-in again.
Mum again. God save us.
Ask your mum for her opinion on the strap match, see what she says.
She doesn't even know who Drew McIntyre is. That's how clueless she is.
Tut. Right, so we're running a bit late, ladies and gentlemen. Probably not going to talk about Worlds Collide as much as we would have liked, but Ricky, what were your takeaways from the Worlds Collide event the night before?
Opening match, Finn Balor.
Phil Balor.
Phil Balor.
Phil Mitchell versus Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, damn.
I really liked it. I really liked it, actually. I probably did. It lived up to what I was kind of expecting, I suppose. Glad that a lot of people got to see Dragunov. Fuck knows why people were booing him. I suppose it's more so because how much people love Finn. Heel Finn's great. Moving on to the cruiserweight match. Stunned actually that Devlin won. Absolutely
I know.
It was a pretty decent match. Travis fucking Banks. Devlin's just phenomenal. Just so damn good. I'm just, as I said to Clive on a Sunday morning or when we were texting each other, I hope that doesn't mean we lose Devlin, but I don't think it does from NXT UK.
I think with the Cruiserweight title, with how Leo Rush didn't even have a long reign, Garza's not had a long reign, I'm seeing the Cruiserweight title could be sort of like NXT's version of a TV title. It's going to have a couple of not long reigns, but short reigns, really.
Yep.
Short reigns. And
I think he'll defend on both shows as well.
Yeah,
I think he'll get a defense in NXT, and I think don't know who he'll lose it to next. Originally, I thought he might lose it back to Garza, but
I think NXT UK could do with a wee bit of not a permanent mid-card title, but something for a bit of shine, because outside of the main event and the tag team division and the women's division, I feel strongly that there should be a mid-card title on brands to give the lesser guys something to fight over, rather than just personal pride.
Give me Devlin Mark Andrews.
Oh my word! Oh shit!
DIY versus Mustache Mountain. I fucking despised that opening for like 5 minutes.
Yep.
See that sequence with Tyler Bate and Gargano? I was like, what the fuck is this?
It ruined the whole match for me. I was not interested in the rest of it because they kept peppering in all these posturings, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
But I still really enjoyed the match though. I still really enjoyed it. It was DIY were on top, like felt like for long periods of the match. And towards the end, to me, it almost looked like Ciampa's neck was giving him issues, but I'm not sure. I don't know if he was just selling or not. But I actually did enjoy the match. I really did. Moving on to the main event, I thought the main event was fucking fantastic.
Yep.
Thought it was really good. I think even with Alexander Wolf's injury, it actually somehow made the match even better.
I think that shows how professional they all were to sort of adapt to the man down and still come out with the good old organised chaos that we love here on the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show.
You know who the fucking star of that match was?
Roderick Strong.
Oh, I fucking love Roddy. But no.
I'm going to guess it's Eichner. Because I've not watched the match. I've not watched any Bloods Collide. I'm just guessing.
Clive, who do you think?
Imperium in general?
Just one of the 7 competitors.
Well, if it's not Roderick Strong, who I thought it was, then either Eichner or Bartel.
Yes, Bartel.
He's a great guy, so he is.
I thought some of the stuff he was doing was fantastic in the match. You know, I think the match itself, what it says, could have went downhill after the what would probably look like was a concussion, because he looked legit knocked out, Alexander Wolf, because the ref stopped his count.
It was all...
Because he knew straight away something wasn't right there.
Fish looked worried as well, didn't he?
Surprised Imperium win. But it was just a really good match. Everything about it I felt was excellent. Like, even at certain points when they put Walter through the table, Roddy did. Fucking Roddy.
I need to see Roderick Strong and Walter in one 10-minute match, please. That'd be fucking dynamite.
And then there was a couple of close falls after, you're like, that's it done surely, and then, you know, like kickouts or a last second save. I really enjoyed it for a match that you're not really wholly invested in, because it doesn't really have any short term or long term repercussions. You're still was really invested and really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Overall felt it was a really good show. Rhea and Tony was a letdown, considering how many times they've wrestled and how well they should know each other. It just seemed like a letdown, and
well,
I don't know if the turnbuckle spot hurt Rhea and kind of knocked her for 6 a little. It just didn't look that great after it. So that was a bit of a letdown for me, that match.
That's what happens when you put Tony Storm in a match, ladies and gents.
Well, the match in Blackpool last year was excellent, though.
Okay.
And well, I know I didn't watch Scott, but was there any thoughts on Kaylee Ray, Mia Yim?
I've still to see that, to be honest. I've not seen the pre-show yet.
Pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Mia Yim. I like Mia. This again, ending was like bang bang done out. And what I like though is that Kaylee's done it a couple of times now. Like, as your typical heel, I get the win and get my title and get the fuck out of the ring and get up the ramp as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Job done. Get the hell out. Good match. Enjoyed it.
Well,
was hoping we saw Kaylee Ray later on the weekend, but we fucking didn't.
My takeaway from Worlds Collide, considering how much I enjoyed takeovers on both sides of the pond, both the products I enjoy, didn't really enjoy it overall. I thought the main event saved it from being a very lacklustre show. Really disappointed in the opener. I just felt as if that didn't get out of second gear at all. I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe something closer to Cesaro versus Dragunov, that was fourth, fifth gear stuff. This just, I don't know, didn't do much for me. The Cruiserweight title match was good. I see that sort of stuff on 205, where I used to see it on 205. Still a very good match though. A couple of moments in the match where they didn't pull off exactly what they were trying to do, so that sort of takes away the enjoyment of it. But as you say, Jordan Devlin winning was fantastic. Over the moon with that. The tag team match, the posturing at the start just ruined it. It was like, again, this was like the Brock one where, okay, a couple of moments, fine, but they went overkill with it. And it was just, all of a sudden then they started acting as if they despised each other. And I thought this wasn't actually the case literally seconds ago, so I couldn't get into that match. Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm was shit. And main event was excellent. I thought, really enjoyed the main event, but I was a bit disappointed just considering the work that we've seen from takeovers recently. This felt as if it was just a bit of a... It's not as if it's a new experiment. It's these wrestlers wrestle each other a lot of the time. Maybe there's a chemistry thing because they haven't wrestled each other that much, but still you'd expect, personally I would expect more chemistry between them. I was quite gutted about the Finn Balor-Dragunov match. It just, as I say, it felt like it was stuck in second gear for most of it, and Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm didn't even get out of first gear, personally. So, as you can tell from my tone tonight, I did not have a very great couple of nights or a couple of mornings of wrestling watching. That might be me, might be some burnout or anhedonia setting in or something like that, I don't know, but pretty underwhelmed by it all, apart from a Scot going towards WrestleMania, but we'll see what happens with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we get anything else you want to add before we move on to the quiz for the night?
I was going to say, do you want to quickly go through the square go, or are we just going to leave that till next week?
I don't know. Right this second, I know that some of us are we've got busy things to do later on tonight, and we've still got the quiz to do, so I'm going to wait and we'll talk about the square go next week, probably. If we do.
FYI, your boy's not on next week, folks.
That's correct. You're away.
I mean, I'm going to have to come in again.
Well, you need to pay the piper first and all that stuff. There's eligibility to be wagered and stuff like that, so we'll see, sir. I expect a crisp £20 note to be laid upon my fist on the square go evening.
How about a pint?
Maybe. Right.
We're all going to ICW Square Go this coming Sunday, three of us. Looking forward to it.
Where Andy Wilde will be the Square Go winner.
For sure.
I'll bring my BT gun tea just to annoy you.
Right. It's quiz time, ladies and gentlemen.
But yeah, I'm not on next week.
So
we'll have Clive, and I'll be back on the week after.
Right.
I'm not,
quiz time.
I'm not,
hit the music.
I'm not on next week either, so it's just Murray next week.
Oh, no.
Right. Quiz time, ladies and gents. Let's hit it.
It's fucking quiz time with Ricky and Clive and friends. A fucking WWE quiz.
Okay, so this week with the return of Edge, we're going to do a shock returns to the WWE themed quiz this week. Ricky, we know what your buzzer is, but to refresh anyone who can't remember or for new listeners, what's your buzzer?
I spit in the faces of people who don't want to be cool.
Murray, what's your buzzer, sir?
I think I still don't have a buzzer, so I'm just going to steal your one. It's true, it's damn true.
You thief. That's going to cost you 2 pints now. Right. Question number 1. After which pay-per-view did Shane McMahon make his return after 7 years in the wilderness?
It's true, it's damn true.
After which pay-per-view did Shane McMahon make his return after 7 years in the wilderness? But I'm afraid we had a buzz in already.
Do I have to say specifically which one, or can I just say WrestleMania?
You have to say which pay-per-view it was, because it's not WrestleMania.
What? Was it not? Well, it's first...
Right, after which pay-per-view did he return? So the floor is open once again.
After which pay-per-view? Oh my god, I know where the city was, for fuck's sake. I remember everything about it. I remember who spoiled it for me.
I didn't spoil it. And you always know where cities are. You American geography mark that you are.
Stop it. Fuck.
I'll give you a clue.
I spit in the faces of people who don't want to be cool.
Ricky?
Oh my lord, this is going to be a guess. It's the one. What the fuck was the one in between Rumble and... Was it Fastlane?
Correct. Fastlane, just down the road from us.
That's it. Restore the English's fucking...
Aye.
Whatever, anyway.
Where we store your nuclear warheads, anyway.
Yes.
Fuck's sake. Number 2.
Did you see my tweet the other day about the coronavirus to the English?
Aye.
I was gutting myself when I typed that up.
I have not seen this.
Right, wait. I want to read it out. Sorry, Clive.
Right.
So let me find it.
I'm literally looking up for it.
So yes, listeners, us Scots, in fact, miles away from Ricky and I, is a base where they store nuclear warheads for England's wars.
Like fucking 10 miles down the road from us.
Let that sink in.
If that shit gets bombed, we are dead.
Imagine we were doing a live broadcast once and it happened when we were on air. And then it came up with a wee test girl holding the cuddly bear with the blackboard just saying, like, test, this is... Do you know the thing I mean?
Yes. Right, here it is here. So I tweeted out, possible cases of the coronavirus up here in Scotland. England reinforce the border, cut us off and get away from us. I'm purely thinking of your health and not looking to get independence in the slightest. Sincerely, Scotland. Kiss.
Shout out to Nicola Sturgeon.
Get it done, babe.
Good listener and fervent listener to the show.
Right, we've descended into chaos here.
Number 2. At which pay-per-view did Seth Rollins return after lengthy knee injury in the same year?
It's true, it's damn true.
Murray?
Fuck.
Oh no. Can you repeat the question, sorry?
Oh, well, Murray, Ricky had an answer ready, I think. He buzzed in just after you, so I have to be fair.
No, wait, okay. Sean, I'm going to guess Extreme Rules.
Oh, you lucky man.
Because I thought the question was, like, where do you have his first match?
No, just the pay-per-view.
So I was going to say Money in the Bank, but...
Right, number 3. Which former Straight Edge Society member made their WWE return on the Raw after Mania 32?
I spit in their faces, people don't want to be cool.
Ricky?
Gallows.
Correct. 2-1. Number 4. Number 4. The Raw after last year's SummerSlam saw the return of which former NXT Women's Champion?
I spit in their face if people don't want to be cool.
Ricky?
Oh my god. NXT last year, SummerSlam. Paige?
Incorrect.
I don't even know who the fuck it was.
I worded it.
It's true, it's damn true.
Murray?
Sasha Banks.
Correct.
Because it's 2020.
I worded it in such a way that you would have to think about it. So that is 2 each. Is that correct? Yes.
Yep.
What pay-per-view did woman beater Alberto Del Rio return to beat John Cena for the US title? What was the name of the pay-per-view?
It's true, it's damn true.
Murray?
Hell in a Cell.
Oh, correct. Well done. 3-2 to you. Number 6. Which pay-per-view did Austin begin official investigations into who ran him over the year prior?
It's true. It's damn true.
Murray?
Gonna guess Survivor Series.
Not correct. Ricky, the floor is yours.
No idea.
To put you in the mood, to put you back in it, Steve Blackman got stunned that night. As did Shane McMahon.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Need a guess from you, Ricky.
I spit in the faces of people who don't want to be cool.
Ricky?
The Royal Rumble?
Nope. So you've both got it wrong, so I'm just going to give you the answer.
Wait. It's true, it's down to. I think I might know.
Ricky, how do you feel about him soldiering in here?
That's fine.
Okay. Murray?
I'm going to go with a Backlash.
Incorrect. Ricky, you're allowed one more guess.
I thought he got a fucking Scooby. When he started his official investigation.
Yes. Like, he wrestled at the next pay-per-view against the Usos' dad.
He did it for The Rock.
He did do it for The Rock.
No Mercy?
Incorrect. The answer is Unforgiven. No Mercy was the Rikishi match.
Backlash was when he returned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
So that's what.
So we're at 3-2 for Murray. Number 7. Who did Trish Stratus and Lita team up against at Evolution in 2018?
I spit in the faces of people who don't want to be cool.
Ricky?
They took on, if memory serves me right,
You just wanted to buzz in first, didn't you?
Oh my god. Was it Mickey James and what's her name? I don't want to say this in a bad way, but she's got substance abuse from the alcohol.
She does.
What's her fucking name again? She was a captain of the fucking...
I'll give you it because, yes, Mickey James and Alki Fox.
Yes. Her name eluded me.
Is she gone from the company?
I don't know if she's gone, but she's certainly dealing with issues, I think.
She was in the Legends section, apparently. Right, so...
Fuck's sake. That means nothing. I'm in the Legends section, for fuck's sake.
She's a legend at the bar as well. Right, so we're at 3 each. Number 8, staying with Mickey James. At which NXT takeover did she face off against Asuka?
It's true, it's damn true.
Murray?
NXT TakeOver Toronto.
Well done, 4-3 to Murray. Oh, squeaky bum time here. Number 9. Name the other 3 tag teams in which the Hardy Boys returned for a...
I spit in the face of people don't want to cool.
That was Ricky first.
Gallows and Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Big Cass and fucking what's his face? Enzo.
And
and Cesaro and Shamu. I was going to say Sheamus, and then I want to say Shamu.
Correct, you are correct. The Bar, OC, and Enzo and Cass. Well done. So we're at 4 each. So the last question. Which woman who was active in WWE before 2010 has only made in-ring appearances for Royal Rumble performances? That includes the Evolution Battle Royal.
Fuck's sake, since when?
Well, since 2018.
No, but you know, I'm saying, did you say 2010?
She was
2010.
She was a very active member of the roster, especially in the early part of the 2000s. More so the early part of 2000s, I'd say. And she's only appeared for WWE since in Rumble matches and the Battle Royal.
See, that's a few people, but I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Ricky for the win.
Michelle McCool?
Nope. Well, I should have said, well, performances. I did say performances. I meant more than one, basically.
I know, but she was in the 2019 Royal Rumble. In the Battle Royal with 2018, I don't know.
True, it's damn true.
Murray?
Is it Kelly Kelly?
No, it's definitely not. Because she was a 24/7 champ.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Ricky?
Molly Holly?
Correct, well done. Oh, I nearly panicked about the whole Michelle McCool situation there. Was she in 2018 and 19?
No, I don't.
She was just 20.
I'm sure she was in 2018, no.
She was definitely in 2018.
Wait, but are you sure Molly Holly was in 2019?
She was in 2018.
I know she was I know she was in 2018, and then she was at the Evolution. She was in the Evolution one, but I don't think she was in 2019.
She was not. But
she was not.
You said the wrong answer anyway, so get it round you. Kelly.
Once again, United get beat by the big teams.
big Kelly with the helicopter spin.
And the stink face.
There are worse stink faces to have. Let's be honest. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a sort of short Worlds Collide review, but a more in-depth Royal Rumble review. Divided opinions across the board. Some sad moments made, some very, very happy moments made. Very big congratulations to Drew McIntyre for us over here in Scotland. Some part of me would like to think that Drew was thinking of Lionheart during the celebrations, so there's a nice wee bit of sort of sentiment there. But we're finished for this week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we shall speak to you next week. I just said week 3 times in 5 seconds. Murray, thanks for coming on.
No problem, it was a pleasure being here.
And Ricky, thanks for joining me as ever.
Absolutely. Like I say, he's not here next week. I need a week off.
Yep.
3 weeks in a row. The schedule doesn't allow
I know.
Need to get back on the book schedule.
That's what I'm doing. I'm taking a well-earned vacation. Fucking not American here.
Yep, happy holidays.
Yep, I'll be in Paris next week. Disneyland, Paris.
Tell Mickey.
Hopefully they've contained that coronavirus over there, because I don't want that.
Well, I've just contracted the Desperados virus tonight, if that means anything.
Fuck's sake.
That's a wee beer joke.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll speak to you next week. Good night.
Wait, have you done the plugs?
Oh shit, thank you.
How could we forget them?
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show, part of the Social Suplex Podcast Network, and where you can find other great podcasts such as One Nation Radio, Keeping It Strong Style, Grown Men Watch This Shit, Get in the Ring, and All Things Elite. Please give us a big 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or the podcast app of your choice. You can go to socialsuplex.com to get those podcasts sent directly to your email inbox, along with any columns that we do, by pressing the subscribe button. We have t-shirts over at prowrestlingtees.net. Social Suplex, type that in. We've also got a donate button if you wish to donate directly to the show. There's a wee link in the show notes for you. You can head over to the Wrestling Square Circle Facebook group for chat about wrestling in a private area. And we are at Ricky and Clive on Twitter. Murray, would you like to give your deets out for the peeps?
Yep, you can find me on Twitter at MurrayBone44. I should be planning on getting a article up about one of the previews for the upcoming New Japan shows this weekend. And yeah, hopefully that'll be out soon. But,
good.
Yeah.
Right, we are definitely away this time. Okay, guys.
Yep. Take care, folks. Take care.
What an awkward ending this is. Right, thank you. See you later.
BT Gun to win the Squago.
This guy he's taking his headphones off and he's not coming on the podcast ever again. Right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Podcast. We'll see you next time.